Yes, it's absolutely okay. Dear.
Yeah.
So you can continue with the class, Prachi, and
yes, yes, sure.
uh, just see when you can wind it because you're already on leave, so you can see, right?
No, no, it's okay. No issues. We'll do that. Okay, so will we start?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So first we'll take one simple example of a stack and just as a revision point of view, and then we'll start with the queue.
Okay.
So just a second, let me clear this mess. So here we'll try to solve a question of reversing a string using stack. We'll solve a question of reversing string using stack. And I'll simply write the algorithm or the steps that we are going to take. The first step is we have to create an empty stack. The second thing that we have to do is we have to one by one, we have to push all elements or all characters of that string to stack. And in the third step, what we have to do is one by one, we have to pop all the elements or we have to remove all the elements from the stack. So obviously, suppose I want to write, say, Prachi in the stack, how it will be added? So it will first traverse the first word, that is nothing but P. So if I'm creating a stack, the first word to enter inside the stack is P. Then it will add R, then A, then C, then H, and then I. So finally, when it is going to pop out the element, I will be popped out first, then H, then C, then A, then R, and then P. So eventually what we are going to get is the reversed kind of string. So we have to add the elements inside that stack and we have to empty that stack. Automatically all the elements will become reversed. So this is basically the logic of reversing the elements using stack. So let us just see how to implement this using the code. So let me just open my Python window. I'll launch this Jupyter in a second. I just hope the algorithm is clear, right? That is, what are the steps that we are going to follow?
Yeah, from the previous class, the concept is clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So first we'll try to import Python DS.
Okay.
Yes. And then from Python DS we'll import star. That means we'll import everything from this. So from this Python DS library, import star. So this will load all the entries from this Python DS package. In next case, what we have to do is we have to start writing the logic. So what was the logic? First, we have to create empty stack. Then we have to push elements one by one into the stack. Then we have to pop elements one by one from the stack. This is the logic. So let us just start working on it. सबसे पहले हमें एक function create करना पड़ेगा. So we'll create that function. So I'm writing this def reverse. That's the name of function. You can write anything over here. And we'll pass one string to this function. I think string is, no, it's not a keyword, so it's okay. So we'll pass one string. So that will be taken from user, or you can write a code to input that string from the user and so on. So that string, whatever, it can be hard coded string or it can be the string taken by user. We have to pass that to this reverse function. Inside this reverse function, we will create one object for the stack. So stack is the direct class that we can import because we are already importing this Python DS. So stack is already written inside it. So there is no need of writing the class stack and then mentioning all the methods for that. Then what we will do, we simply say that n is equal to length of this string. That means whatever string that we are going to pass, first we'll calculate what is the length of that string, because we want to perform push and pop operation. So I should know how many times I have to push the element inside the stack and how many times I have to pop out the elements from the stack. So obviously जितने elements रहेंगे उतना उसका length रहेगा, and जितना length रहेगा उतने times आपको push and pop operations करने. So that's the reason we need this for loop. So we can say for any counter, generally that counter name is taken as I. It's a general convention, but ऐसा कोई compulsory rule नहीं है that every time we have to write I over here. That's a general convention. So for I in range n, what does n stores? N stores the total number of observations. Oh, sorry, total number of entities. So suppose say there is a string which consists of 10 characters, then the value of n will become 10. But जब भी हम range function use करते हैं, तो range function क्या करता है? 0 से count start करता है and n minus 1 लेता है. So that's the reason we are writing range and n over here. So suppose there are total 5 elements. Suppose there are total 5 elements of 5 characters in a certain word. Your for loop will run from 0 to 5, not including 5. That means 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So automatically आपके जितने भी 5 values थे वो इसके अंदर cover हो जाएंगे. That's the reason we have written for I in range n. Then after this, what we have to do, we have to write simply a very simple code, s.push and this string of I. What does this indicate? So this indicates that it is first taking the string, then it is calculating the length of that string that is stored inside this variable n. Then you are writing for I, that is nothing but a counter in range of n. So starting with the value of I would be 0, s.push, that is nothing but you have to enter the element inside the stack. Which element? So the element which is present at string ka ith position. So starting mein the value of I is going to be 0. So for example, suppose you have a string Python, that is Python as a word. So the first word or first letter, that is nothing but P, is present at 0th location of that string. So as the value of I is 0, what we are writing, s.push string of I, that means P will be pushed inside the stack. That's a simple logic. Then the value of I will be incremented. ये auto increment होगा, and then it will take the element which is present at first index, that is nothing but Y. So Y will be pushed inside the stack. So push operation क्या करता है? Stack को एक के ऊपर एक elements को add करता है. So आपके base में element होगा P, उसके ऊपर next element होगा Y, right? Next it will take the index number 2. Index number 2 पे कौन सा letter होगा? That is nothing but T, because हम Python string consider करें. तो ये जो T word है, T letter है, that will go inside the stack and so on. So this is basically, it will take each letter of that string and will start adding it on the consequent values of your stack, such that the next element will be added on the top of the previous element. So एक बार ये आपका process complete हो जाए, तो उसके बाद obviously when the value of I will be greater than this range, that time it is going to automatically come out of that for loop, and यहाँ पे आपका for loop का काम खत्म. That means आपके सारे elements अभी उस stack के अंदर add हो चुके हैं. Now what we have to do, we have to write the code for reversing the string. So what we will say that string, that is nothing but the variable that we have created, we will make it as empty. So पहले उसके अंदर एक value था, suppose से Python or Unicux or Apache or whatever you want to write. So उस string का हर एक character लेके उसको push किया हमने inside the stack. Once this operation is over, we will empty the entire string. Okay, after the string is emptied, now what we have to do, we have to fill the string by the reverse characters of that word. And that's why we'll write something like this for I in range of n, because again we have to add all those elements inside the string in the reverse manner. So starting my string has to be empty now. And what I'm going to do, I will take one letter from that stack. I will pop the stack so that the uppermost letter will be popped out. So I just want that letter to be inserted inside my string. Then एक बार first letter pop हो गया तो फिर जो next letter होगा उसको pop करेंगे, string के अंदर add करते जाएंगे. So this is basically the logic that we want to implement. So for I in range of n, we are writing the value of string has to be modified, and what that value should be. So it should be string concatenate with s dot pop. तो जो ओरिजिनल वैल्यू ऑफ स्ट्रिंग होगा उसके अंदर ये जो न्यू एलिमेंट होगा, पॉप्ड आउट हुआ वो एलिमेंट होगा, दैट वी वांट टू कॉन्कैटिनेट टू द प्रीवियस स्ट्रिंग. सो व्हाट आई वांट टू से इज कॉन्कैटिनेट क्या होता है, जो प्रीवियस वैल्यूज थे उसको as it is रख के the new value will be added into that. So the situation is something like this. Let me just clear this canvas. So suppose I have this word called as Python. So first we are writing the for loop. So after writing the for loop, it will add those elements inside the stack. So सबसे पहले आपका p यहाँ पे जाएगा, then y, then t, then h, then o, and then n. So this will be the stack right now. उसके बाद हम क्या कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद हम string को empty कर रहे हैं. So we are writing string is equal to null. That means an empty string. Then what we are writing, again we are writing the for loop, and अभी एक एक element को pop करना है. So starting में string empty है, जो the first element जो pop out होगा, that is nothing but n. So string will now have n. So जैसे ही n pop out हो गया, what will be the topmost element present inside the stack? So that is going to be o. So what it is going to do in the next iteration, it will pop that o and it will append it to the existing string. So existing string में n था, so अभी उसके अंदर ये o add हो जाएगा या फिर ये o append होगा. Again it will check what is the element present at the top of the stack. So at the top of the stack, the next element is h. That will be popped out from the stack and that will be added at the end of the existing string. It will check the next element is t. That will be popped out and that will be added to the existing string का last element. So that t is added over here. So ये string अभी मेरा वापस update हुआ. Again it will check next element is y. So y will be added. That means y will be popped and that will be added at the end of the existing string. मतलब append हो जाएगा. Then the next element is p. So that will be added over here. Then your for loop will get over because you have covered the entire length of the string. And this string we have to display as an output to the user. So that's simple. The code is all about. So यहाँ पे जब भी हम code कर रहे हैं, yes. So यहाँ पे जब भी हम code कर रहे हैं, we are popping out that element and we are writing that element back into the string. So at the end, obviously we need that the string must be written. So that's why हम लिखेंगे end में written string. So ये सारे for loop के जितने भी iterations है वो complete होने के बाद I'm going to get my final string and that I want to return to the user. Okay, so once this is done, that means our function has been written. हमने function में दोनों logic लिखे हैं. First logic से हम elements को push कर रहे हैं. Second logic से हम elements को pop करके empty string के अंदर reverse order में add कर रहे हैं. So now what we will say that string is equal to, suppose say some Python. This is the value that I am hard coding. And then what I will say is string is equal to, or you can give something like this, result is equal to reverse. That's nothing but we are calling the function and ये जो string है इसको pass कर रहे हैं इस reverse के अंदर. Now again, it is not compulsory कि मैंने यहाँ पे string ये word use किया है तो यहाँ पे भी while passing that word I have to use this string only. I could have given ABC XYZ या फिर simply value or whatever name you want to give, because this is my actual parameter and this is simply my formal parameter. So it's absolutely okay to have a different name for the actual parameter and formal parameter. So हम reverse function को call कर रहे हैं, whatever string we have over here, we are passing that string to this reverse function. And finally, what we have to do is we have to print the result. So we can say at the end, print and this result. So yes. So as you can see, it has inverted or it has reversed the string that we have passed. Now इसको अगर थोड़ा सा dynamic बनाना है, then what we can do is we can write something like this. String is equal to input, enter the string that you want, reverse. And whatever that value user is going to give, we can pass that value so that the program will become a dynamic program. Let's just run this. So again, it's asking that which word you want to reverse. So we are writing the word of our choice and it is converting into its reverse format. We can try with some another word and we'll find out that it is perfectly converting that into its respective reverse format. So this is how reversing is built using your stack kind of thing. So ये question था last time that where the data structures are important. So ये जो logic है, this logic is only used by the people who have created such kind of functions. So reverse करके एक already function available है, which reverses your list में I mean जो भी आपके elements है उसको reverse कर सकता है. So that someone who has written this function must have implemented some such kind of logic so that he must have reversed all those elements. And हम लोग क्या करते हैं तो हम directly उस function को use करते हैं. It might be present in some library, so we simply call that library and we start using the function. But the one who must have developed the function, उसने ये logic use किया है in order to develop the function. So that's basically where the data structure comes out to be very significant for development of something in software. So I just hope this code is very clear.
Have a doubt.
हाँ.
जैसे हमने रिवर्स करा है द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोग्राम, हमने रिवर्स करा है, देन उसके मतलब रिवर्स फंक्शन क्रिएट किया है एंड उसका लेंथ हमने उस स्ट्रिंग में हम लेंथ कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, राइट?
यहाँ पे n पे.
हाँ, n पे.
हाँ.
करेक्ट. तो अगर जस्ट मेरा ये पार्ट था कि इसका जो लेंथ का जो पार्ट है, जो सिस्टम इसको कैलकुलेट करेगा, उसका रिवर्स से क्या रिलेशन है? आई मीन लाइक वो क्या स्टैकिंग में हेल्प करेगा? मतलब
वो यहाँ पे हेल्प करेगा. सो बेसिकली हम क्या लिख रहे हैं, हम तो सबसे पहले वी आर टेकिंग सपोज से सम स्ट्रिंग. तो ये स्ट्रिंग हमने लिया पाइथन. सबसे पहले ये इसका लेंथ कैलकुलेट करेगा. सो लेंथ क्या है? लेंथ मतलब इंडेक्स नहीं. लेंथ इज बेसिकली टोटल नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स. सो 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So the total number of characters in this word are 6. That's why the length is 6. तो ये लेंथ के अंदर 6 ये एलिमेंट या फिर लेंथ के अंदर 6 ये अभी फिक्स हो गया. Now what we are writing in the next part of this code, so we are writing something like this. For I in range of n, that means ये आपको ये बोल रहा है कि I का वैल्यू रेंज फंक्शन लिखा है तो ये इटरेशंस कितने करने चाहिए. सो इसको 0 से लेके वैल्यू ऑफ n, n के अंदर 6 है, दैट मींस 6 minus 1, दैट इज 0 1 2 3 4 and 5. इतने इटरेशंस हमें करने हैं बिकॉज फॉर लूप को वर्क करने के लिए एक लिमिट रिक्वायर्ड होता है. वाइल के लिए तो आप वाइल ट्रू भी लिख सकते हैं सो दैट वो इनफाइनाइट टाइम तक चलता रहे. बट व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग फॉर, दैट टाइम इट इज मैंडेटरी दैट यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड लिमिटिंग कंडीशन टू द फॉर. सो इसके लिए रेंज ऑफ n यहाँ पे डिफाइन किया. देन व्हाट वी आर राइटिंग s डॉट पुश एंड इसके अंदर हम पास करते हैं स्ट्रिंग ऑफ i. So starting में in the first iteration, what would be the value of I? So value of I would be 0. As the value of I is 0, वो यहाँ पे check करेगा is 0 less than 6? Yes, 0 is less than 6. That means it will go to this particular step. तो यहाँ पे क्या करना है? S dot push string of I. So it will check कि string of 0 पे क्या element है. So string of 0 पे element है P. That means P will be added inside the stack.
Okay, got it.
Then automatically the value will be incremented. The value will become 1. वो check करेगा whether 1 is less than 6, condition is true. So it will push the next element, that is the one which is present at string का 1th position, that is first position. So that element is nothing but y. So y will be added on the top of p. Then it will increment the value. The value will become 2. So 2 is less than 6, yes. So Python, I mean string के second इस पे क्या है? तो second index पे third letter होगा, that is nothing but t, then h, then o, and then comes a situation जब ये आपका n भी cover हो जाएगा, that time the value of I will become 6.
6, right.
So now it will try to check क्योंकि ये 0th index है, ये first index है, ये second index है, ये third index है, ये fourth index है, and this is the 5th index. So इसके बाद ये n element add होने के बाद I का value 6 हो जाएगा. It will ask if 6 is less than 6, the answer is no, and that's why it will come out of that for loop. So for loop से बाहर हो जाएगा. That means these are the only elements that will be added inside the stack.
Okay,
Fine.
got it.
So I
Got it.
should be
Understood.
yes. So I should be aware कि मुझे कितने time ये run करना है, so that all the elements will be perfectly added inside the stack without any error. So that's the reason we use this panda of for and length.
And stack जब भी होगा तो topmost element उसका पहले आएगा, right? जैसे n इसमें topmost है. Okay.
हाँ, because stack का strategy क्या है? Stack का strategy होता है last in first out. जो सबसे एंड में आया है उसको सबसे पहले, बिकॉज एज आई टोल्ड यू इट्स लाइक स्टैकिंग द डिशेस दैट वी हैव वॉश. तो सबसे पहले वॉश होने वाला जो डिश होता है वो एंड पे जाता है, देन उसके ऊपर नेक्स्ट, देन उसके ऊपर नेक्स्ट, देन उसके ऊपर नेक्स्ट, देन उसके ऊपर नेक्स्ट एंड सो ऑन. सो व्हेन यू सिंपली वांट टू टेक आउट अ प्लेट, वी नेवर टेक अ प्लेट व्हिच इज at the bottom most level. We always take out the plate which is present at the top most because वो सबसे easy है. That's why this is called as a stack. Okay, or we can say a stack of series. So you can assume stack as a kind of collection जो एक end से closed है and उसका सिर्फ एक ही end open है. So अगर ऐसे assume करते तो ये end ही मेरा closed है. So I can't take out the element from this end. जो भी होना है, add भी होना है तो उसी end से होगा, append भी होना है तो उसी end से होगा. So I have to follow some order and that order will last in first out.
Got it. Understood.
Okay, so with this, we will start with the next type of data structure, that is nothing but queue.
Okay.
So the next data structure is queue. Again, this is a very normal queue that we get to see in our day-to-day life. So for example, if I want to buy a movie ticket, and if there are, if the ticket window is starting में empty, so obviously I will be the first person who will go over there in order to check the ticket. जो मेरे बाद आएगा that will be there at the second position. जो उसके बाद आएगा वो third position में, उसके बाद आएगा वो fourth, उसके बाद आएगा वो fifth, then sixth, then seventh, eighth and so on. So जो new add होने वाला element है वो इस end पे add होते जाएगा. And जो आप element pop out करोगे, that means for example when the person is going to get the ticket, तो सबसे पहले ticket किसको मिलेगा? 1 को मिलेगा. That means 1 will be popped out. This 2 will come over here. Now the ticket will be given to 2. तो उसके बाद 2 निकलेगा. Then the ticket will be given to 3. Then the ticket will be given to 4. Then 5. Then 6. Then 7 and 8. That means whenever we talk about queue, queue has 2 ends. This is called as front. And this end of the queue is called as rear end. This is called as the front end and this is called as the rear end. So whenever you are adding the elements, जब भी आप elements add करते हो तो हम कभी भी front पे element add नहीं कर सकते. Imagine a situation where you are standing in a queue and someone comes and starts standing in front of you. So obviously you will never allow that person to stand because you are already standing inside a queue. So whenever a new person or whenever the new value comes, that value has to come at the rear end and the value has to increment one position ahead. So that जैसे आपका ये पॉप आउट हो जाएगा तो आपका क्यू एक प्रॉपर ऑर्डर में आगे जाएगा, जो भी नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट होगा वो एंड में ऐड होते जाएगा. दिस इज बेसिकली व्हाट वी मीन बाय क्यू. एंड द डिफरेंस इन बिटवीन क्यू एंड स्टैक इज एज वी जस्ट डिस्कस, स्टैक को सिर्फ एक ही एंड होता है, उसका एक एंड ब्लॉक्ड है. दैट्स नॉट द केस विद द क्यू. केस के क्यू के दोनों भी एंड्स ओपन है, दैट इज फ्रंट एंड रेयर. रेयर एंड से हम एलिमेंट्स को ऐड करते हैं एंड फ्रंट एंड से हम एलिमेंट्स को रिमूव करते हैं.
ठीक है.
सो दैट्स बेसिकली द काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर इट फॉलोज एंड दैट्स व्हाई क्यू इज जनरली कॉल्ड एज समथिंग FIFO. FIFO stands for, yes, perfect, first in first out. The one who comes in first has to leave out first. So that's basically what we mean by queue. There is no jumping and there is no leaving. That means you can't remove the elements in between and you can't add the elements in between. Whenever you want to add, you have to add from one end. Whenever you want to remove, you have to remove the elements from that end only. That is nothing but from the front end only. And yes, you have to wait for some time in a queue in order to reach to your front end. So वो depend करता है कि आपके queue के अंदर currently कितने elements हैं. जितने एलिमेंट्स आपके करंटली क्यू में होते हैं उतना टाइम, दैट मीन्स उतना यूनिट टाइम यू हैव टू वेट in order to get outputted from that queue. So these are basically few of the very I mean सुनने के लिए बहुत easy है, but this is how that structure has been created from the normal day to day life events से ही वो inspired है. So basically queue के functions क्या है? So the first function of the queue is queue itself. So ये क्या करेगा? This will create an empty queue. So first we will write the class so that we'll understand कि queue के operations कैसे work करते हैं. Obviously Python DS के अंदर जैसे stack का class था वैसे queue का class भी available है, but we should know that what are the functions the queue is made up of before directly using those functions. So सबसे first function उसके अंदर जो होता है वो queue function होता है, which creates the empty queue. So as you are creating the empty queue, there is no need of passing any parameters. It is not going to return anything as well. It will simply create a queue with no elements. Then there comes one method called as enqueue, enqueue. Now what does this method do? Obviously the name is enqueue, that means you want to enter inside the queue. That's basically what we mean by enqueue. So when you want to enter inside the queue, you should have some element in order to enter in that queue, and that's why this particular function requires one argument for us to pass, and that is nothing but the item. So जो भी आपको value pass करना है, that we have to pass to this enqueue function. From which end it is going to add the element? So it is going to add this element to rear end. So जो भी आपका queue का rear end होगा, उस rear end पे it is going to add that element. Next is basically what we mean by dequeue. So what do we mean by dequeue? Dequeue is delete from queue. So यहाँ पे भी dequeue के लिए कोई आपको index pass करने का requirement नहीं है, nor there is a requirement of passing any item, because we can't remove or we can't add the element in between. वो तो सारे data structures का rule होता है. I mean सारे in a sense stack and queue के लिए there are few data structures जहाँ पे आप in between values को add भी कर सकते हो, but for stack and queue it's straight away no. So dequeue क्या करता है? Dequeue has to remove the element. अभी remove करना है तो कहाँ से remove होगा? Obviously from the front end of that queue, and that's why the one which is there at the first position of that front end will get removed first. So there is no need to pass any parameter. It is always going to return the item which is there present at the as a front item, and it is going to modify the elements of the queue. So it will remove the front item. So it will remove the front and modify the queue. ये आपका dequeue करेगा. Then there is one method जो सब में present होता है, that is nothing but isEmpty. This is a kind of Boolean method that returns the result either as true or false. That depends on whether the element is present inside the queue or not. Then we can create one element called as first. What will be the output of this first? So it is going to return the first element inside the queue. So first element inside the queue matlab kya? So it is going to return the front item from the queue. So it will return front item from queue. Because जो भी first item होगा वो obviously queue के अंदर front में जाएगा, rear में तो नहीं होगा. That's why first indicates the front item from the queue. Next one is nothing but last. ये last क्या करेगा? It has to return the last element present inside the queue. So obviously last element क्या होगा? Last element is nothing but the element which is present at. So this is nothing but element present at rear end. So rear end पे जो भी element होगा, that will be given by this last. And finally there is one function length which will return you length of the queue. Length of the queue matlab kya? The total number of elements inside the queue. Q, U, E, U, E. Okay. So this is basically what are the different types of methods that we can use inside the queue. One is to create the queue, that will create by default an empty queue. Then enqueue will add the item inside the queue. Dequeue will remove the item from the queue. IsEmpty will check whether the queue is empty or not. First will give you the element which is present at the front of the queue. Last will give you the element which is present at the rear end, that is the last element. and length will simply provide you the length of the queue. So that's basically all the methods of the queue, and let us just start creating the queue class. Again, I'm not taking the help from Python DS because I want to build my class. So I can write this class queue. Here, first I have to create obviously the constructor. So I'll write def init and self. And then I have to create the empty queue. क्योंकि मुझे सबसे पहले एक empty queue generate करना है. That is possible just by using the constructor only. So यहाँ पे we will write simply self dot item is equal to this empty list. So if you have noticed, we have created the stack as well as queue using list only. We haven't used any other data structure to create queue as well as stack. The reason is lists are mutable. That means you can modify the elements from the list, but tuples are immutable. That means you can't modify the elements of the tuple. हमें stack and queue ये flexible चाहिए. I should be able to retrieve the element. I should be able to add the elements, and that's the reason we have to give that flexibility. इसके लिए आप tuple use ही नहीं कर सकते. If you are using the tuple, then obviously you can't remove as well as you can't element. Dictionary add कर ही नहीं पाओगे because whenever you are creating the dictionary, that time you have to write pair wise observation. So that is again not possible. List के अंदर dictionary आप pass कर सकते हो. I mean, if you want dictionary type of values to be passed, then you have to first create a list. उसके अंदर dictionary pass करो, it is okay. But directly you can't pass a dictionary as such, as a empty kind of queue. That is again not allowed. Set नहीं pass करते because set doesn't allow you to have a kind of ordered structure. Set itself is a kind of unordered structure. So जब भी मुझे queue करना है या फिर ये stack करना है, that time it is mandatory for me to remember the order that which has came first. Set का क्या होता है, एक टाइम वो कुछ और order देगा, next time when you are running it will give you some different order. So obviously your machine or your memory won't be able to understand कि कौन से टाइम पे कौन से एलिमेंट को रिमूव करना है, और वो बहुत रैंडमाइज रिमूव हो जाएगा, which is again can create a very issues or very chaos. Just imagine वो last time जो parenthesis वाला question हम solve कर रहे थे, उसके अंदर कोई भी random element pop out हो रहा है, फिर कोई भी random element push हो रहा है, then obviously जो आपका expected mathematical expression का आंसर होगा उससे कुछ एक भयानक result आपको मिलेगा, which is not going to be the correct result as such. So that's the reason that all these different data structures are not used whenever you are creating the stack or whenever you are using the queue or any other data structure. So the most preferred format is nothing but this list, because list को आप heterogeneous create कर सकते हो. You can pass the repeated element, you can pass almost everything and anything inside the list, and at the same time it provides you the mutability. That means you can change, you can modify, you can delete, you can insert, you can add, whatever you want to do you can perform with the list. So that's the most flexible kind of data type I would say available inside the Python. So हम हर जगह पे यहाँ पे list का ही use कर रहे हैं. Then we'll try creating the multiple functions inside it. So सबसे first function हमने generate किया, that is nothing but constructor function. So a constructor function मेरा एक normal simple queue generate करके देगा. Then we will write this function called as isEmpty. Again, this is a function present inside the class, so it is mandatory to write self over here. And what this will return me, so it will return me the result true or false. तो वो कैसे decide होगा? So I'll write self dot items, ये जो है here I'll just make it as self dot items. So it will check whether this is equal to null. So if it is null, it is going to return you the result as true. If it is not null, then it will return the result as false. That means your queue is not empty. Next, we'll try to write the logic for say enqueue. So def enqueue enqueue. So whenever you are passing the element, that time self to लिखना पड़ेगा because it's the function which is present inside the queue. And obviously, whenever you are enqueuing something, तो आप एक element add करो. That's why you need to specify that item. So that's why we are writing enqueue self and item, because it needs to pass the value such that that value will be added to the existing queue. That's why we are passing this def. Enqueue function create kiya. Self, because it is the function present inside the class, and item is nothing but the value that I want to insert inside that queue. Now next, what will you write over here? कैसे enqueue करोगे? I mean, which method of list we should use in order to enqueue the element?
To include it, right?
हाँ, I want
Append.
to append list generate किया. Okay, append से एक issue है ना?
हाँ.
कि append next index पे ऐड करते जाएगा. मुझे क्या करना है, जो लिस्ट है ना, हाँ, उसके 0th इंडेक्स पे नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट ऐड करना है. I hope you got the logic. ये क्या करता है लिस्ट? When we create the list, क्या? When we create a kind of list structure, ये सपोज लिस्ट स्ट्रक्चर है, जो भी मुझे एलिमेंट ऐड करना है वो हमेशा 0th पोजीशन पे ऐड होना चाहिए. Once this element मुझे ऐड 0th पोजीशन पे करना है, it will automatically go to the front. अगर एक ही एलिमेंट है तो ऑब्वियसली 0th पोजीशन पे एक ही एलिमेंट रहेगा, that is nothing but the front and that is nothing but the rear. अगर नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट आता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मुझे पाइथन ऐड करना है, सो पाइथन जब भी मैं ऐड करूंगी, आई एम गोइंग टू ऐड दिस p at the 0th position, and this is going to be the first as well as the last element in it. When I'll add this y, जब भी पाइथन का मुझे y ऐड करना है, that time I'm going to add this y at the 0th position, and automatically this p will be pushed forward to the next position. ऐसे मुझे स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करना है, so that जो भी नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट आप ऐड करते जाओगे, दैट एलिमेंट शुड बी ऑलवेज एडेड एट द 0th पोजीशन ओनली, बिकॉज रेयर एंड मतलब आपका 0th पोजीशन, एंड जितने एलिमेंट्स होंगे उतना वो फ्रंट में एक एक एलिमेंट उसको फॉरवर्ड करते जाएगा एंड आपके लिस्ट स्ट्रक्चर को या फिर आपके क्यू को मॉडिफाई करते जाएगा. आई होप यू गॉट दिस.
या बट अगर लॉजिक देखें, अगर जैसे आपने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था, जो फ्रंट से एलिमेंट्स जो भी अगर मैं ऐड कर रहा हूँ वो लास्ट में जाने चाहिए, करेक्ट? दे शुड नॉट गेट एडेड इन द एट द फ्रंट, इट शुड गेट एडेड फ्रॉम द लास्ट.
एग्जैक्टली. तो ये ही लास्ट है ना, दिस इज नथिंग बट अवर रेयर एंड. यही रेयर एंड है और ये फ्रंट एंड है. तो जब भी फर्स्ट एलिमेंट, हाँ, तो
ये जो 0 एलिमेंट है ये फ्रंट उससे नहीं स्टार्ट होना चाहिए था?
नहीं,
जैसे
नहीं,
0 1 2.
नो 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 नो. फ्रंट इन द सेंस व्हाट? रेयर एंड मतलब क्या होता है कि आप कौन से एंड पे एलिमेंट ऐड करते हो. जब भी मुझे एलिमेंट ऐड करना है तो मुझे हमेशा 0th पे ऐड करना पड़ेगा. द रीजन इज, अगर मुझे यहाँ पे या फिर मैं इसको n बोलती हूँ या फिर एंड इसको 0 बोलती हूँ, तो इशू है ये है कि मुझे ये पता होना चाहिए कि कितने लेंथ का मेरे पास स्ट्रिंग आ रहा है. बट आई एम नॉट श्योर. यूजर कैन सिंपली ऐड py, या फिर वो पाइथन भी ऐड कर सकता है, या फिर वो पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग भी ऐड कर सकता है. सो आई एम नॉट हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ रेस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स द यूजर हैज टू ऐड. इसके लिए हम क्या बोलते हैं, जो भी न्यू ऐड करोगे उसको 0th पे डालो, ऑटोमेटिकली उसके पहले जो होगा वो पुश होते जाएगा. सो जो न्यू आएगा वो 0th पे जाएगा. That's why this particular location is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7.
Okay, okay. It's just the opposite of it, right?
हाँ, ये exactly हम जैसे सोचते हैं उसका opposite है. ठीक है. So the element will be always added at the 0th position only. The new element will be always added at the 0th position. एक ही एलिमेंट है तो वही उसका रेयर एंड हो गया और वही उसका फ्रंट एंड हो गया. अगर दो एलिमेंट्स है, सपोज py है, तो ये 0th इंडेक्स हो जाएगा, ये फर्स्ट इंडेक्स हो जाएगा. जैसे ही आप pyt ऐड करते हो तो ये 0th, सॉरी, pyt ऐड करते हो, सो दिस विल बिकम, मेरा यहाँ पे मिस्टेक हुआ, व्हेन इट इज p दैट टाइम इट इज 0th, तो यही फ्रंट होगा, यही ऐड आई मीन आपका नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट होगा. जैसे आप p के बाद y दैट इज न्यू एलिमेंट ऐड करते हो, सो दिस इज योर करंट 0 एंड दिस इज विल बिकम 1 नाउ. जब ये आप pyt ऐड करते हो, दैट टाइम दिस विल बिकम योर 0th, दिस विल बिकम योर 1, दिस विल बिकम योर 2. जब ये आप pith ऐड करते हो तो जो भी नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट आप ऐड करोगे, दैट नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट विल बी एडेड एट द 0th पोजीशन ओनली. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. एंड जिसका वैल्यू ऑफ इंडेक्स सबसे हाईएस्ट होगा, जिसका वैल्यू ऑफ इंडेक्स सबसे हाईएस्ट होगा, दैट विल बी देयर ऑन द फ्रंट. इसके लिए वो सबसे पहले पॉप आउट हो जाता है. इज दिस फाइन? क्योंकि अगर उस केस में आप ऐसे मतलब जैसे हम नॉर्मली सोचते हैं कि जीरो मतलब p होना चाहिए, ऐसे उस हिसाब से सोचोगे, then it will give you issue while popping out the elements.
हाँ, एक्चुअली वो मैंने वो लॉजिक करा जब हमने लिस्ट पढ़ी थी, तो हमने स्टार्ट करा था कि जीरो स्टार्टिंग से होता है एंड लास्ट का -1 से होता है।
एग्जैक्टली
तो
एग्जैक्टली
तो
सो वो
थोड़ा
लिस्ट
सा
का, हाँ वो लिस्ट का हमारा इंडेक्सिंग है. दिस इज वी आर यूजिंग लिस्ट इन ऑर्डर टू क्रिएट अ क्यू.
okay.
हम यूज तो लिस्ट को ही करेंगे, और एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, वी आर यूजिंग लिस्ट ओनली, बट दिस टाइम वी आर यूजिंग लिस्ट इन ऑर्डर टू क्रिएट अ क्यू. तो हमें इस लिस्ट के फंक्शंस को या फिर इस लिस्ट को कंप्लीटली क्यू के फंक्शंस के अकॉर्डिंगली मॉडिफाई करना है.
Okay.
So that's why we are obviously we are going to use the list, because list छोड़ के बाकी कोई भी data type हमें उतना flexibility नहीं देता that we can create a data structures out of it. So we are going to absolutely use this list only, but we have to modify it.
Okay, okay.
तो अभी मुझे अगर हर एक एलिमेंट जीरोथ पोजीशन पे ऐड करना है नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट, दैट मींस व्हाट लॉजिक और व्हिच फंक्शन ऑफ लिस्ट आई हैव टू यूज. ऑब्वियसली ऐसे सिचुएशंस में हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन होता है, दैट ऑप्शन इज नथिंग बट इंसर्ट ऑप्शन. इंसर्ट एंड अपेंड में क्या फर्क है? अपेंड आपके एग्जिस्टिंग एलिमेंट के नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट पे, मतलब हायर इंडेक्स पे ऐड करता है. दैट्स व्हाई आई कांट यूज अपेंड. आई जस्ट होप दिस इज फाइन. लिस्ट में जब भी हम एलिमेंट्स ऐड करते हैं नॉर्मल लिस्ट में, फॉरगेट अबाउट द क्यू, व्हेन वी ऐड द एलिमेंट्स इनसाइड द नॉर्मल लिस्ट, जो न्यू एलिमेंट होता है वो हाईएस्ट इंडेक्स पे जाता है. बट नाउ वी वांट टू क्रिएट अ क्यू आउट ऑफ अ लिस्ट, सो जो न्यू एलिमेंट आएगा वो मुझे जीरोथ इंडेक्स पे चाहिए. That's why I can't use append and I have to use this function that is nothing but insert. Why? Because insert function allows you to pass two things. One is nothing but index and next is nothing but item. जो append आपको flexibility नहीं देता. Append only allows you to add the element at the end. Insert allows you to add the element at the index position of your choice. So I will always keep the index 0 and item is nothing but the value that is enqueued by the user. So the new value will be always added at the zeroth index. अगर ये आपको logic लिखना है, that time you have to use insert function of the list. तो अगर इसको लिखना, I mean if we want to write it, then we have to write self dot items dot insert, and here we have to use this. We'll add that item at the zeroth position whatever is given by user. So ये हमारा NQ का method हो गया. Now suppose someone asks us to write the logic to dequeue the element. So we write def dequue. dequeue के लिए again there is no need of having any parameter. So सिर्फ self pass करेंगे because we are writing the function inside the class and it is working on class constructor. That's why it is important to write self over here. After that मुझे एक एक एलिमेंट को यहाँ पे पॉप करना है. So we'll write over here as written self dot items dot pop. Pop का क्या काम क्या है? Pop always removes the value which is present at the highest index. So जो भी element highest index position पे होगा उसको pop remove कर देगा. That means in technical terms जैसे आपने थोड़ा टाइम पहले बोला कि वो list है. So list का topmost element जो भी होगा that is -1 as we discussed generally. So उस element को वो निकाल देगा, last element को pop out कर देगा. This is basically what we mean by this dequeue. Then if someone asks us to find out the length, so we'll write def right on the next line and we'll create this function length. Again, this is a function of a class, so it has to be written on length. I think keyword है, so मैं यहाँ पे length लिखती हूँ. And this function, I expect this function to return me the value of length of it. So I will write something like this: return length of self dot items. This is basically what it is going to return. Two more functions. First function, which will return the first element which is present inside the string. So अगर मुझे first element retrieve करना है, then what I have to write? I have to write return, go to the self dot items, and here I have to pass the index position. मुझे क्या index position pass करना पड़ेगा if I want to get the first element? What do you think? This is my list. पाइथन अगर लिखना चाहते हो तो ये ऐसे दिखेगा कुछ तो python. So I want to fetch this element because this is first and this is last. करंट केस में आप मुझे इंडेक्स से आंसर बता सकते हो बिकॉज आई गेव यू द स्ट्रिंग, बट अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता है कि स्ट्रिंग क्या मिलने वाला है मुझे, तो ऑब्वियसली यू कांट डिसाइड दैट व्हिच शुड बी दिस इंडेक्स. सो व्हाट जनरलाइज्ड लॉजिक वुड यू लाइक टू राइट?
Stating that the last is 0, the first can be 1.
नो डियर, ये 0 हो गया ना, तो ये 1
हाँ.
हो गया, ये 2 हो गया,
अच्छा,
ये
2
3
हो
हो
गया,
गया,
3
ये
हो
4
गया,
हो गया, ये 5 हो गया.
5 हो गया. Okay. Correct.
हिंट इसका ये है, जरा लेंथ फंक्शन के बारे में सोचो. What will be the length of this? इसका लेंथ आंसर क्या रिटर्न करेगा? नॉर्मल लेंथ फंक्शन, व्हाट इट विल
6.
रिटर्न?
इसका
परफेक्ट,
6 करेगा.
परफेक्ट. सो अगर मुझे लास्ट एलिमेंट हमेशा चाहिए तो मुझे क्या लिखना पड़ेगा?
अगर लास्ट तो हमें
लेंथ
sorry, again,
माइनस,
length
yes yes,
minus, yeah,
1.
length minus 1.
एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, ये करना पड़ेगा. सो अगर यहाँ पे पाइथन ये स्ट्रिंग पास किया था जिसका लेंथ 6 है, सो अगर आपको इसका टॉप मोस्ट इंडेक्स को फेच करना है, सो दैट इंडेक्स इज गोइंग टू बी ऑलवेज 5 बिकॉज 6 minus 5, क्योंकि हम 0 से काउंट करते हैं. अगर जो क्यू किसी ने पास किया, सपोज दैट इज यूनिक अक्षा, सो इट इज UNI अक्षा. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. ये हो गया अभी इसका 8th इंडेक्स, दैट इज नथिंग बट यू, जिसको अगर आपको रिट्रीव करना है एज अ फर्स्ट एलिमेंट, देन इन दैट केस द लेंथ ऑफ दिस स्ट्रिंग इज 9. सो इसका फर्स्ट एलिमेंट होगा 9 minus 1, मतलब 8th पोजीशन. गॉट इट? सो यूजर को कोई भी वैल्यू ऐड करने दो, कोई भी स्ट्रिंग ऐड करने दो, उसका जो भी लेंथ होगा XYZ, -1 is nothing but the index of the element which is present at the first position of the queue. First position of the queue matlab last position of the list. I hope this is fine now.
Yeah, this is clear now.
And rear end of the queue is nothing but the first element of the list. So list को हम use कर रहे queue generate करने के लिए, तो थोड़ा index में खेलना पड़ेगा. So here we'll write length of self dot items -1. Now the last function, that is the name itself is last. What it should return me? So it should return me the first element. So here, what logic would you like to write?
Return self dot items.
Hmm.
Then length self dot items.
Hmm.
So
Return self dot items. This is correct.
should return the last value, right?
हाँ, और again you have to use the length function only. आपको length function use करके उसको identify करना है.
हाँ, तो I think अगर last होगा तो that means it will be a 0, right?
0. और अगर length function use करके आपको लिखना है ये कोड, तो कैसे लिखोगे?
तो length.
I hope you got it. मुझे ये element को fetch करना है, but I have to use length function. तो क्या करेंगे?
Okay, just a minute.
Just think.
Yeah, just a minute. See again. Okay, I think it will be the length of self dot items minus the total length so that the zero element can be tracked.
What you said, I sorry, I didn't get it. अगर लेंथ फंक्शन यूज करना है तो आई एम सिंपली गिविंग दिस जस्ट फॉर यू टू थिंक अबाउट इट, बाकी कुछ नहीं. अगर उसी
हाँ,
को यूज करना है तो ये
तो
अगर पाइथन है, हाँ, और
तो
लेंथ यूज
let's
करना है.
correct. So in this case, length is 6.
हम्म.
So और अगर मैं 6 minus 6 करूंगा तो 0 आ जाएगा, right?
हम्म.
So 0 correct.
लेंथ
So
माइनस लेंथ, यू वांट टू से लेंथ माइनस लेंथ करेंगे ऐसे?
हाँ, कुछ इस टाइप का.
ठीक है, बट इट इज एज गुड एज राइटिंग हम जीरो ही लिखते ना वहां पे, लेंथ
हाँ,
माइनस
ये
लेंथ
भी था.
करना है. हाँ, सो व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, अगर आपको लेंथ का यूज ही करना है देन एक छोटा सा हिंट है. आई मीन ये आई एम एब्सोल्युटली अवेयर कि ये स्टार्टिंग में नहीं आएगा दिमाग में, मुझे भी नहीं आया था. सपोज दिस इज द इंडेक्स इन द रिवर्स ऑर्डर, ये रिवर्स इंडेक्स होता है. सो
हाँ,
अभी मुझे क्या फेच करना है, आई हैव टू फेच दिस, p को फेच करना है. सो इफ आई राइट समथिंग लाइक दिस, 1 माइनस लेंथ ऑफ self dot items. So suppose I want to, I know that the length is this. Just a second, let me just check whether this logic will work or not. This is the sixth element, length is 6. So 1 minus length of 1 minus 6 will generate the result as -5. -5 पे it should return this element as by second. कुछ तो
बट
गड़बड़ है.
हमें तो n चाहिए ना, right? Am I right?
हाँ, yes, yes, yes. एंड चाहिए तो p आना चाहिए था. So if I use this logic, 1 minus length of self dot items, 1 minus length of 6 is nothing but it will generate the result as -5. So if we write -5, so ये p return कर रहा है. Anyways, I just think about it. Just thought कि ये length से work करेगा, but नहीं, ये थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ दे रहा है. We'll stick to that method of writing the zeroth index in order to get the result. But I definitely think about it कि length से कैसे किया जा सकता है. Because in this case, when we write 1 minus length, तो वो next element दे रहा है. I wanted this p to be fetched. ठीक है, I'll think about this कि length कैसे use किया जा सकता है. Currently, we'll use that zeroth index. Where were we? Here. So we'll fetch the zeroth index from this existing queue. ये class तो अभी हमारा generate हुआ. Now we have to create the object for this. So object create करने के लिए we'll write this q is equal to or anything QUEUE. That's we are creating the object. Simply try to check whether it is working. Yes, it's working so far. Then we'll try to enqueue one element.
I think Prachi, NQ वाले में self की spelling I think SEF है.
इसमें enqueue में
इसके नीचे, हाँ, इसके ऊपर self dot items dot insert.
अच्छा, ये spelling mistake है. Self dot items dot ins. ठीक है, thank you. हाँ. So enqueue में let us add this first element. Suppose I am adding the element as 4 in this. Let us add one more element. Say q dot enqueue. Next element is Nikaksha. Next element will add suppose this true. We'll add one more element, say 45. So these are the elements we are adding. Let us try printing the length of this. We'll write print q dot length के लिए we have created the function length length should be the length of this. So length is 4. So yes, all our 4 elements have been properly inserted inside this queue now. I will try to print q dot last element. So it is returning the value 45. Then we'll try to add this q dot first. So it is returning the value 4. Absolutely correct. So 4 सबसे पहले आया. आपके first element of the queue बन गया. Then unique अक्षा, then true, and then this 45. 45 being the last element of the queue. I mean while adding inserting में जो last element था queue का वो 4 and 45 respectively था. So this is basically what the answer we are getting. Now इसको मैं print में डालती हूँ, नहीं तो वो एक ही value return करेगा हमेशा. So write this and print. Write this inside print. Yes. And now what I will do is I'll try checking whether my dequeue function is working properly or not. So I'll write this q dot dequue. So it has removed the last element, that is 4 dequeue हो गया. If I write it one more time, वो pop out करेगा. जो element उसने remove किया है उस element को pop out कर रहा है. We'll try using this isEmpty function. So this is returning the result as false because still the queue is not empty. If I'm writing this q dot dequeue 4 times, so एक एक करके सारे elements queue से निकल जाएंगे and the queue will become empty. उसके बाद if I'm checking this is dot empty, so it is generating the result as true now.
Okay.
So this is basically how we can generate the queue and we can use the methods from the queue. Currently, we have created this, but for the next problems onwards, we are not going to write this entire class in order to use the queue. So हम simply Python DS में जो queue available है as a direct method or direct class, we are going to use and we are going to create the object of that class directly. So for the day, we will stop over here, Ankur. And in the next week on the Monday session, we'll try covering few of the problems based on the queue and we'll start with the linked list. I hope that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I'll just stop the session over here. I just hope you have understood the problem of reversing the string using stack. You must have understood the difference in between queue and stack. And you must have understood these functions using which we can create the basic functionalities of the queue. Is this clear?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's it for the day. See you on Monday. We'll try to solve some complicated problems based on the queue as we did for the stack. Queue problems are slightly difficult to solve as compared to that of stack. If you get a chance to study or kuch time milega, then try to solve this problem called as you have to automate this game, that is passing the parcel.
Okay.
Using queue.
Passing the parcel using.
हाँ. इसका reason ये है, so suppose you have 5 elements or 5 people who are sitting in a round, what you can say, so circular way में अगर if they are sitting something like this, person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4 and person 5.
Right.
Then अगर यहाँ से इसको parcel जा रहा है and we want to create a thing like this. Suppose we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When one passes the parcel to 2, one should go over here. One end में आना चाहिए अभी. When 2 passes parcel to 3, then 2 should come over here. I mean ऐसे एक जन जो parcel pass करेगा उसके बाद it has to come at the end. This is basically the functionality what I want. And अगर user बोल रहा है कि मुझे 3 passes के बाद या फिर 4 pass के बाद I want to halt that execution, then I have to provide which is that element जिसके पास currently वो parcel present है. So something like this I want to design. I hope you got the question. Question ऐसे है that if I am having this 3 people who are playing, जैसे ही 1, 2 को parcel pass करेगा, one should go over here. मतलब ये 2, 3, 1 होना चाहिए. जैसे 2 3 को पास करेगा देन 3 1 2 होना चाहिए. So after 2 passes, this 3 comes at the top. ऐसा मुझे लॉजिक चाहिए. After next pass, again 1 will come on the top. Again 2 will come on the top. So that's the user's choice. उसको 7 pass चाहिए, 8 pass चाहिए, जितने भी pass चाहिए, you should be able to provide which is the element at the top.
तो
तो
इसमें
हर
रिमूव
पास
भी होना चाहिए जैसे
हाँ,
ओके
एक बार आपको एलिमेंट्स फिक्स करने 1 2 3 4 5 वॉट एवर इट इज, यहाँ से वो DQ होगा एंड जो भी एलिमेंट DQ होगा दैट शुड बी अगेन एनक्यूड ओवर हियर.
अच्छा
सो फ्रंट एंड से DQ होगा, रेयर एंड पे NQ होते रहेगा. वही एलिमेंट्स रहेंगे जो कॉन्स्टेंटली
अच्छा
DQ NQ होते रहेंगे एंड यू हैव टू पास अ सर्टेन वैल्यू. जितने इटरेशंस के बाद it has to stop that iteration and the element which is present at the front उसको रिटर्न करना. Got it?
गॉट इट
क्योंकि जैसे आप पास करते हो पार्सल तो नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट फ्रंट पे आता है, उसके बाद पार्सल पास करोगे तो जो फ्रंट पे था वो रेयर पे चला जाएगा एंड जो फ्रंट के पहले पिछले वाला एलिमेंट था वो अभी करंट फ्रंट पे जाएगा. सो जो करंटली फ्रंट पे है उसको आपको फेच करना है. It is also called as the hot potato or whatever name you might have played that game in your schooling standards. So you can just try to automate that game using the simple structure of queue. It is slightly difficult, but you can just give it a try.
ओके
Okay then. See ya on Monday. Bye bye.
बाय बाय